Hey everyone! Today, we're going to be playing Gwen, which is one of Riot's latest champion releases. In this video, we're gonna check out two things. Number one, if Gwen is gonna be OP, and number two, if she's gonna be a viable jungle. So for those who are wondering why I'm able to play Gwen even though she's not yet officially released, it's because I'm in the Chinese PBE server. So the PBE server is like an advanced server for testing out the changes and testing out some bugs before it officially releases. Apologies in advance if I'm not able to play Gwen optimally because number one, I haven't played her as much, and number two, my ping is quite high. As you could see in the upper right corner, my ping is currently at 336, which is not ideal for playing wildrift. So the clear that I'm doing here is the red side clear where I go for my Krugs, red buff, Raptors, then Scuttle. So one indicator to know if a champion is gonna be viable at jungling is if he or she could arrive at the Scuttle Crab before the 125-minute mark. So when I do 3 camps, then go to Scuttler, it should be around that time. So one thing to note when clearing camps is that when you auto-attack, you can get stacks. And at full stacks, this basically empowers your first skill to do more damage. So my first tip when playing Gwen is to always get full stacks before using your first skill because it makes your combos and clears much more efficient. After clearing the red buff, the next skill that I want to talk about is her third skill. So her third skill does not only give her a dash, but this also gives her attack speed, which helps to make your clears a lot faster as well. And looking at the timer, I'm currently at the 125 mark, clearing the last Raptor. The Scuttle is already spawned, and I'm a bit late, which makes Gwen's clear below average, but it's something that could be optimized. So when the Scuttle spawns, I see that Graves wants to contest. I try to poke him a bit, and I see Garen passing by, so we take down the Garen instead. Good job on the Yasuo, getting priority. We also get an assist, and while starting the Scuttler, I see that Graves wants to go for the contest, so we try to limit test with Gwen and see how her dual potential goes. Spamming my third skill with the red buff as well as my first skill, I'm able to deal a lot of damage. We force the Graves to flash, I use my third skill and get the kill. So one more thing about her third skill that I failed to mention is that it also gives her a bit more attack range. So her third skill does not only give her attack speed, it also gives her additional attack range, which is really good for chasing down targets. So we're able to get the bot Scott, and since Graves doesn't have any buffs, I have double buff. I know that I would be able to contest top Scott, but I see that Ari used her ulti at the mid. So I cover TF a bit, and once I am confident that my mid laner secured, I go for the top Scott, but instead of going for the Scuttler, I look to gank their duo lane because Nami has no more HP and I'm currently at level 5. So I use my third skill, dash in. I have my ultimate as well to poke down the Nami, use my second skill. Kai'Sa can't touch me because of Gwen is immune, and I use my third skill again. Out of cooldown, Misfortune steals my kills, but basically that was a double kill, and this shows how strong Gwen's damage potential can be. Even though her clear is not the fastest in the world, once she gets to those 1v1 skirmishes or those ganks, her damage output is really high. With that, I'm able to secure the top Scott as well. So not only do we get double Scott, we also get 2 kills at our duo bot, which is a really good start for us. So while clearing the blue buff, always want to use your third skill, auto attack, then first skill for maximum efficiency. And as you could see, her clear is something that could be faster once I'm able to get my items. With the first back, I'm looking to complete my Nashor's Tooth, which not only makes my clears faster, this would also increase my damage output overall. Dragon is about to spawn and I have already completed my Nashor's Tooth, which makes me prepared for any team fights. So what I do here is I pull the Dragon, I see that Jinx and Graves are fighting each other. Jinx is able to take down the Graves, which is their jungler, and this allows me to take Dragon for free. And looking on how fast I would be able to take Dragon, it's decent, not the fastest, not the slowest. My objective take with Gwen jungle is at a average pace. So after securing the Dragon, I would most likely go for one camp before going for the Rift Herald. Going to the Herald, I have my third skill which can dash through walls. Looking for any possible contest, I see that no one is here and I immediately start the Herald because I know that I would have priority on my lanes. So in case someone comes, Yasuo has priority and Twisted Fate has ultimate to help me as well. As I said earlier, her objective take is not that fast, but it's decent enough and allows me to get a free Rift Herald. So I used my Rift Herald to take down mid tower, and now I rotate to the top side to catch any possible opponents. I see that Graves is gonna face check. I open up with my first skill, auto attack, third skill, auto attack again. Then my first skill is up. I still have my ulti just in case he has any survivability spell. And this goes to show how strong Gwen's burst could be. And I only have Matt Dasher's tooth. Now I go for the mid rotation. I know that top tower is gonna go down. Nami face checks, tries to go top side. I open up with my third skill. I get bubbled. I have my first skill as well. Even though Nami is able to get a good tidal wave, I have my second skill to deflect any possible damage that Kai'Sa could do. So Kai'Sa goes for the chase. I have my third skill again for the slow with the smite. Spamming with my first skill, red buff, and immediately take down the Kai'Sa as well. But one thing to note is that I'm very squishy. Kai'Sa was able to take me down to half HP. So I need to be careful and not be caught in bad positions. With that, I'm able to complete my Rift Maker, which gives us Omnivamp as well as additional damage the longer the fight goes on. Here we go for another mid rotation. Coming to help my team, I see that Garen is trying to take down my teammates. I go for the third skill in, first skill with my second skill. And one thing about the Gwen's second skill is that it does not block tower shots. So you have to be careful when diving towers with Gwen. And another thing about her ultimate is that it does not only deal damage, it also gives a slow, so it's something that you would want to spam in a team fight, especially when chasing down targets. After the Grump, I go and rotate to the mid side. Yasuo suddenly flashes in, tries to take down the Kai'Sa but is unable to. Garen tries to block us, so I go into for the third skill, first skill, poke him a bit, and I see that Ahri is in the side, so I go for the Ahri instead. Our Yasuo falls, but we take down the Ahri as well. Graves and Nami is trying to help, so I go for the Nami because she's out of position. Even though she gets a good bubble, I still have my first skill to take her down. Kai'Sa free hitting me, but it's okay. I have a lot of life steal in my kit, so I just go for the Graves instead. And as soon as Kai'Sa dashes in with her ultimate, I have my second skill to mitigate a lot of damage. Graves decides to come back. I have my third skill to chase down. Even though Graves has his own dash, I also have my own dash, which increases my attack range as well. And we take down the Graves. And this goes to show how strong Gwen is in team fights, especially if no one is noticing me. After recalling, I bought a stone plate and my team won a fight without me, so I decided to just go mid and try to take down their tower. And as you could see, I take down towers pretty quickly, but since there's no more minions, I had to back out a bit before going back to the tower. And once we take down the tower, there's still two members alive. I'm trying to look for where the Kai'Sa Graves will be. I see them at the side, so we immediately go there and collapse. We burst down the Graves and Kai'Sa. Their three members are now alive. I dodge the tidal wave. I look for another opportunity to go in. Third skill, first skill to put some poke. My second skill is on cooldown, so I can't go in. So I just poke with my ultimate, try to put some damage. TF is able to gold card the Ahri, but she's able to flash away. So I go for the Nami instead. Snip, snip. I flash in to go for some limit test, but as soon as I get bubbled, I get punished. And we give a 1.7k shutdown onto Ahri. So it's a bit of limit testing, but this goes to show if Gwen gets crowd controlled, she can be easily taken down. After respawning, I decide to try to make another play in the mid side, but unfortunately, two of our members are still down, so I wait for an perfect opportunity. As soon as I see Jinx TP, I decided to go in, but it was a very big mistake. As soon as I get charmed, I couldn't move anymore, and I easily get bursted down. What I should have done there is I could have used my second skill in order to dodge the charm, or even use my third skill, but it was too late for that, and with missed positions like that, Gwen could easily get punished. After I spawn again, I decide to run it down mid in order to try to end the game. I see that Jinx is pushing, so I decide to help her, but she gets charmed and gets bursted down, so I go for another engage. Third skill, first skill, second skill to try and dodge all of the damage. I have my ultimate as well. I use my ultimate, but I miss the Kai'Sa. Immediately get charmed and punished for it. Very unfortunate. But Yasuo is here to cut the slack. Takes down the Ahri. Garen is very low as well. Very squishy. Gets a double kill and the opponent surrenders. So, in the end, we're able to get the win. And I hope you guys enjoyed our Gwen jungle gameplay. After tinkering for Gwen a bit, this is the final build that I came up with, which is Nashor's Tooth, Riftmaker, Zhonya's, Rabadon, Cosmic Drive, and Void Staff. And the runes that we have is Conquer, Hunter Vampirism for Lifesteal, Hunter Titan for anti-CC, as well as Pathfinder for more movement speed. And the final thing is that her spell, instead of using Flash, I went for Ghost because the primary thing that she needs is to be able to chase down targets. And with Ghost, she would be able to do that. She doesn't need Flash as much because she has her third skill to go through walls, as well as it's on a very, very low cooldown. If you enjoyed the video, kindly consider subscribing for more content. That is it for me, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.
I'm finally facing it all, fearless.